We have with us Major General Kamal Gunaratna, the Secretary to the Ministry of Defence, and the former Commander, Security Forces Headquarters, Valni, General Officer commanding the 53rd Division, and he was also a former Deputy Ambassador to Brazil. Secretary to the Ministry of Defence, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Today happens to mark the first anniversary of the Easter attacks. The Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, says that the masterminds behind last year's Easter Sunday carnage and those who had provided finances to carry out the disasterly attacks should be revealed to the people. As the Secretary of Defence, what is your view on this?
Actually, when we look back, 21st April 2019 is a very sad day for everybody. I mean, on 19th May 2009, we liberated this country from the menace of terrorism, which lasted for more than 30 years. The fight against the terrorism went on for more than 30 years, and so shy of release from the people of this country. And after that, we had peace for almost 10 years. But exactly 28 days prior to the 10th anniversary celebration of the greatest victory, this tragedy happened. Whole country went upside down, and that day, including about 30 odd foreigners, more than 290 people died, and more than 500 were seriously injured and admitted to hospitals. So this kind of a tragedy was never expected by the people of this country after 19 May 2009, because on that day we eradicated terrorism from our motherland, and we created conditions for our people to live in peace and harmony. Irrespective of their ethnic groups or their religions, beliefs, they were given the opportunity to live like Sri Lankans. But sad thing is, due to the tragedy that happened exactly 1 year ago, whole country upside down. And when we look at the whole episode, we have to see whether we have done the needful to give justice to the affected people or the victims of Easter Sunday bombings. I, being the Defense Secretary of this country, when I look back, being a very responsible person for all these inquiries that are going on, to bring the culprits into justice and also to deliver justice for the victims, I can see the proper investigation has not been done due to various reasons. Since the investigations are going on even right now, I don't want to give reasons, and I don't want to elaborate on each and every point. But as a whole, due justice has not been given to the victims. So when the President, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, assumed office as the President of this country, he appointed me as the Defense Secretary, and he gave me some specific tasks. One of those was to give or deliver justice to the Easter Sunday bombing victims. So after assuming the duties as the Defense Secretary, with a team of officers and officials from the forces and police, officials are from the government administration. So with a group of officers and officials, I started the whole thing again. I gave the necessary directions with the instructions that I got from the President, and now the investigations are going on in a different magnitude, in a different angle, and we are very successful. And you must have heard during past few weeks, we have done so many arrests, right? Because we want to find out, or we want to identify the real culprits behind the scene, people who have funded, people who have helped, people who have given moral courage for those suicide bombers to do this tragedy. So we are going to identify the whole lot and bring them to justice. We'll take stern legal action against anybody who has something to do with this tragedy. So the machinery is functioning very well. It is moving on the correct direction. I think very soon we should be able to finalize the whole thing and give justice to the victims.
So as you mentioned rightly, justice will prevail.
Yes.
Right, and even today, ironically, after 1 year, we are facing a similar situation, sir, around the globe, the COVID-19 outbreak, as we all know. Can you explain to us the role played by the Tri-Forces in helping civil society adopt to this, and the precautions and the safety measures that have been taken by the government?
Actually, when it comes to the national security issues, national security does not mean, actually, we being the members of the security forces, of course, I am a government official now, so whenever I talk, I go back to my good old army days. Mm-hmm. So that is why I say we being security forces. So the duty and the responsibility of the security forces is to maintain maintain the national security, which was neglected during the previous regime. So when it comes to national security, one might think that, okay, national security means fighting against terrorism or fighting against any enemy who want to take on the innocent people of this country. No, that is not the only thing. Of course, fighting against terrorism, fighting against any aggression or aggressor, right? Then when it comes to a natural disaster like a tsunami or huge flood situation, huge landslide or anything, it is also part of national security, because when it comes to national security, protecting the lives of the people is coming under national security. So due to a landslide, if hundreds of people are dying, that means there is a problem with the national security. So that is why even the Disaster Management Center, the whole disaster management, the Ministry of Disaster Management of the previous government is placed under Defense Ministry for that reason. Then when it comes to an epidemic or a pandemic or whatever you call it,
like the COVID-19,
right? Yes. So if the lives of the citizens are threatened, right, then military will have to play a major role. So when you compare the situation that is prevailing in Sri Lanka and in other developed countries, now if you take Sri Lanka, now when we were schoolboys, right, so many decades ago, right, we were taught that Sri Lanka is a developing country. When we started working as military officers, again we were told Sri Lanka is a developing country. Again, now even after my retirement, all the economists and everybody used to say Sri Lanka is a developing country. Even now, I have rejoined the service and now also people are saying Sri Lanka is a developing country. I don't know when we are going to be a developed country. From our childhood, it is a developing country. But even from our childhood days, countries like Spain, Italy, UK, US, those are called as powerful countries and developed countries and rich countries. So now the COVID-19 has invaded the entire world. So you have to see how the developed countries are facing this epidemic and how a developing country for last so many decades, right, is facing this situation. So all these developed countries, now you take America, the most powerful country in the world today, the only superpower. That's how they call themselves, right? And they are on their knees. Every day more than 2,500 people are dying in US. But in our country, the first patient was reported on 8th March. So far, now already 6 weeks are gone. So far, only 7 people have died. And 300 something people are identified as, let me have the exact figure, people are identified as infected people or patients.
Right.
Okay. 303 people are identified as patients, infected people, out of which 98 people have already gone home, right? Totally cured and gone home. Only 7 have died. Now, when it comes to ICU beds, intensive care unit beds, right? Everyone was worried about ICU beds. But so far, to my knowledge, only 4 patients were put on ICU beds. 2 are dead and gone, other 2 are recovering. So, we are handling it in a style. Now, what is the secret? Powerful countries are on their knees and we are on our feet. So, what is the secret? The secret is or rather the president of this country never wanted the health sector alone to handle this problem. He wanted everybody to cooperate. He wanted everybody to support. And he wanted the security forces to play a major role or something like lion's share, right? So, when a patient is reported, right, either the forces or police or the PHI from the health sector, they take the patient to a hospital, hand him over to the health authorities. After that, the treatment process will be done by the health authority. But we are not going to wash our hands after that. Then only the intelligence people come into the scene, right? The moment a patient is reported, there is a separate mechanism to evacuate him to the respective hospital or the respective health authorities. But intelligence people will come in and they will start investigations. Investigations of what? Who is this person? Who are there in his household? Where he has gone during past 14 days? With whom he has been associated during past 14 days? If he has gone to any other provinces, outstations, where he has gone, with whom he has communicated even through his mobile phone. We are not going to stop there. We contact all those people with whom he has communicated. We call them and we tell them, your friend who is bearing this number and this name is down with COVID-19. You go for self-quarantine. Likewise, we we arranged the entire mechanism and it is running. I will give you a very, solid example for the success story of this mechanism. Now, yesterday, entire country was shaken by the news that 33 patients were discovered.
Right.
Now, from where they were discovered? Out of 33, 31 patients were discovered within the quarantine centers. Now, who identified these people to be sent to quarantine centers? It was the forces and health authority. Now, who run the quarantine centers? It is forces and health authority. So, when new discoveries of 33 people, right, out of which 31 are from the quarantine centers, that very clearly shows, okay, the forces and the health authorities have done their homework. They have identified the cluster. Now, if I talk a little bit about these 31 people, we sometimes, if we feel that the situation is not very good in one particular area or one particular village, we will lock down that village. And if we feel that, okay, locking down is not enough, then we go to the root ball system. What do you mean by root ball system? If you want this huge tree to be removed from here and to plant it again there, you do the root ball system, right? And then only you will be able to plant it there. So likewise, we adopted the root ball system. Okay, if you are down with corona, and if we feel that, okay, definitely his household people or his close associates, right, will be down with corona, they will be infected, then we do the root ball system. That is how the entire village is being moved to a quarantine center. Now, likewise, all these 30 odd people who were down with corona yesterday, they were taken from that Kotahen area. Right? So that is how we are doing it, and without the support of the forces and police, they can't do it. And the members of the forces and police, they are risking their lives, because when you are handling so many patients, there is a huge risk. Even the people from their home fronts, they are also worried, but still they are doing a service because they think, okay, this should be done by the forces. So that is how the forces are involved with this whole process.
Right, so being a very efficient thing, isn't it? The COVID trail and the COVID tracking in Sri Lanka has been exemplarily effective, isn't it? Which has also won world acclaim, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Now, I was telling you about why the powerful countries or developed countries are on their knees, and we being a developing country on our feet, right? Because no other country, to my knowledge, no other country has used the intelligence services of that country to track down the affected people, right? But we use them to the fullest capacity, and that is the success story.
So as you say, Sri Lanka, being within inverted quotes still a developing country, has managed to prevent the spread of this and mitigate the spread of it within the boundaries of Sri Lanka.
Yes, because this is mainly due to the vision of the president,
right,
and also the dedication, commitment and hard work of the forces and the health authorities. Now, here I should mention another group of people who should be considered as unsung heroes. They are the public health inspectors, or PHIs. Till this corona problem erupted, nobody realized the value of public health inspectors or PHIs, and now only they know about the role played by the PHIs. So they are unsung heroes in whole episode, and actually it is a collective effort. It is not only the forces, not only the health authorities, it's a collective effort by everyone under the leadership of the president.
Right. Thank you very much, Major General Kamal Gunaratna, for your time, and we wish you a good day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much.